Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Talking Cryptocurrency podcast. I'm your host, Jason Rigden. On this episode of the show, we are talking to George Borovec of Niffler. Niffler is a simulated cryptocurrency exchange. That means you can learn about crypto trading without risking your own capital. It sounds like a really cool project. This was a fun interview to do, but before we jump in, I've got this quick message. I really hope you like this show. I put a lot of work into it. If you do like it, would you please consider doing something for me? Give me a review on Apple Podcasts. Now, if you're a hardcore podcast listener, you are probably sick of hearing this. Every show begs for reviews, and it's a little annoying. But it does make a big difference. Those reviews help people decide to subscribe. They help guests choose which shows to go on. Those ratings and reviews for the shows are a direct way you can help this show grow. So, if you like this show and you want more, please help me. Take the time and give the show a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, or whatever they're calling it now. Hello, and on this episode, I'm here with George and Adis of Niffler.co. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Hey, good.
So could you tell me a little bit about the problem you're trying to solve here?
Sure. So sort of what we noticed over the years, we've always had a lot of friends, interested in crypto and crypto trading and blockchain, obviously. And over those years, as the space has started to grow, we definitely noticed, those friends doubling, tripling, and wanting to understand, how do they get into this? What are sort of the fundamentals of getting into trading, and at the same time we were asking them, what have you tried so far? And what we noticed is it was really difficult for people to get into trading, and it was mostly born out of fear, for not understanding those basic fundamentals and potentially losing their money, and so we wanted to sort of solve that issue and do it in a fun and unique way. And sort of that's why we built, this simulated exchange that essentially we can give people, $100K in play money, and they can learn how to trade from a community of people all involved. And one of the unique sort of points we looked at was, well, what else can we offer? And it is sort of that notion of, okay, well, once you get good enough, and meet certain thresholds and badges and something we like to call proof of experience, now you're going to be able to help others and sort of pass it on. And from that, you're also going to be able to make some money.
Okay, so you make money by trading other people?
Yeah. So again, we give you $100K in play money, and then sort of through the platform and trading and attaining certain experiences and badges, as we like to call them, you meet what we call trader status, right? So once you've met that threshold, then you can start to look at saying to people, hey, you know what, for $5 a month, $25 a month, I'm going to be able to show you, whether it's my technical analysis, my trading view screenshots, videos, links to other places, and as well as sort of reasons behind my trades, right? So why did I do this trade? And people are going to be able to learn from each other in that way. So sort of that Patreon model, but we wanted to pull from that and go specifically for cryptocurrency trading.
Is the system operational now?
It is operational. We're not live. We're doing our soft launch in, I think, 11 days.
Okay, cool.
It's been real hectic at the office. We've got everybody just going sort of day and night for that launch in 11 days.
Yeah, at the moment it's a closed beta testing version.
Okay, but it's kind of like trading on training wheels. Like, there's no danger. So if I just have no idea, I've never done any of this before, I can go to you folks and I can do it without hurting myself.
You got it. And that's the exact intention, right? Is to learn those basic fundamentals of trading and to learn them as a group, the ups and the downs. And we'll do other stuff like have really fun trading competitions. Like, I think we're going to launch our first trading competition will most likely be for those early adopters. So I think we've got hundreds and hundreds of people already pre-registered. So those early adopters are going to get a special invite to what we call a top trader competition. And over that month, they're going to be able to, see who tops our leaderboard. And then we'll give out probably some money or money in the crypto of their choice, some swag, probably a nano ledger, and that kind of stuff.
And so do you have any recommended training materials, or do you provide training materials for the person who's just starting out?
Yeah, the trading materials. So we wanted to get away from paper trading. As we sort of put it, it's like 2017. This is hands on, right? Okay. So this is you like actually making trades, buying and selling, and learning through that, but also learning from the other trades of the community, right? And you're going to be able to sort of, what else do you need to do in terms of research and this kind of stuff.
Okay. And does it allow you to do some of the more maybe just non-standard trades, just buying and selling, of doing things maybe like on margin or short selling?
Yeah. So you can do all that. So you can do margin, you can long, short, buy, sell. And I think what we've sort of missed out to mention is the feed factor, and that every trader has their portfolio, which is public. So when you're scrolling through the feed, then you can see, okay, how much money how much play money that user made, and this is how you can judge whenever that information is reliable. So it's not like compared to Twitter. Let's say if you read some tweets, they may sound good, but then you don't know how they turn out later on. And here you can actually double check. Okay, so you have history of that trader, which is publicly available for you to see, and that's how you sort of judge.
Yeah, and you can comment on each other's trades, what was good about it, what was not, provide advice in that sense. So, and again, our sort of those folks who reach trader status, I mean, it's completely up to them whether they want to make money or they just want to be part of the community.
And what tokens do you support right now?
So currently we have Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, but we're looking forward to add more before launch.
There will definitely be more added.
Okay, cool. All right. So you'll maybe have some more of those ICO tokens, like the Ethereum-based ones.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to reach out to a lot of the folks out there who are doing stuff. I mean, the platform, as much as it is this trading aspect, we also want to have discussions with those folks that are launching projects. We want to put an education component behind more than just cryptocurrencies. Like, what's behind this project, right? What's the blockchain, and this kind of stuff. And so people can actually dig in deep. And when they're learning about these coins and when they feel far more comfortable, they're going to be able to actually go out in the real world, and understand those projects much better and potentially invest in those projects as well, having learned more about them through Niffler.
And to use Niffler, do you need to pay like a monthly fee, or is there a membership dues?
Nothing. It's absolutely
wow.
free.
Okay.
Yeah, and the part of, so let's say for instance yourself, Jason, you've reached trader status. You've excelled in everything. It's completely optional whether you want to ask for a pledge every month from people to learn from your trading, or you can ask for that. But me, let's say as a newbie, it's optional whether I want to subscribe to you. A lot of that will be judged on followers. I mean, you can have a whole large following behind you, and you can see all those followers that you can have, and you can interact with them. And it's more when you're comfortable, do you want to, ask for money for people to learn from you? And B, am I interested in learning from you? That's an optional thing. Or just remain part of the community.
And so what have been some of the challenges of developing this project?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a pretty good team. I mean, we're both startup founders. We've done lots of projects before. I myself am an advisor and sort of EIR. I've probably worked with 400 plus startups in this last year. So I know the space pretty well. So does Adis. He's a full stack developer, and then the rest of it is just making sure we bring on a team that's solid, that both understands the crypto space and is top notch on the development side, and I think we managed to achieve that.
Has it been difficult getting people to buy into the idea of doing the simulated trades?
Surprisingly, no. Again, I mean, we have hundreds of users pre-registered from all over the world, and we fully expect by launch, full launch, to have about 3,000 users, just by how it's going so far.
Yeah, I mentioned you'll get some big fans. There's people drop and they didn't lose their shirt.
Yeah, and again, I mean, as much as this space is 10 years old, it's still really new for most people, and so sort of the market size is absolutely massive, and a lot of those are in fact sort of newbies or people new to this space that want to get into it but haven't had the opportunity to sort of play around, in a safe environment or safe sandbox, environment.
So what are some of your plans going forward in the future?
Yeah, so we have tons of plans, obviously. Some we can sort of share, some we sort of have to still keep a little quiet. We were fortunate enough, we were just accepted to 111, which is a startup accelerator, and it's backed by Omer's Ventures, who has backed some of the biggest companies out there. Companies like Shopify, Wealthsimple, and so on. So we try to keep that part a little bit quiet, but what you're going to be able to see in the very near future is these top trader competitions. But we'd also like to start doing them with some larger organizations that can use some education on blockchain, crypto, and cryptocurrencies. And I mean, those are sort of the Deloittes of the world, the PwCs, some of the banking institutions. We've talked to a lot of these groups already. Lawyers, we can use potentially Gallons as an example. I mean, they're one of the sort of premier lawyers when it comes to ICOs. They work with Ethereum. But then the question is, how can we get organizations like this on board and have them learning, and using this as an introduction to all things sort of crypto and blockchain. So that's on the sort of horizon sooner than anything else. But yeah, there's some big things planned as we sort of keep continuing to grow.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a really good place to teach a class. Like if I had a number of people I was teaching class to all have them be on this site, and they're not going to hurt themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we have a group that we're looking to bring on. So we've started those discussions with these groups. We've had a lot of, again, very fortunate traction with them. We have one group out of a university, a cryptocurrency club. And it's absolutely ideal for them, right? It's really that cool notion of, every week these guys meet, or twice or three times a week. They're going to be able to compete in sort of their own, competition. They each get badges for that specific group. And so that they know who's in sort of that competition. They have their own leaderboards, this type of stuff. And they can sort of, at the water cooler, laugh about who's leading and all that kind of stuff. And it's completely free. And we hope to bring on more universities, more colleges, and have people learning through this. And even someone like yourself, Jason, we're happy to run a top trader competition for your listeners, and it's kind of like, hey, it's a branded sort of custom page and custom URL that we give our partners. And basically you get a link and you can send sort of your listeners over and we reward them, whoever is the top trader. So we work with all kinds of organizations.
And is the interface a web page or is it an app?
Is it an app, like a mobile app?
Yeah. So some people do things on apps, or sometimes it's using the web interface.
Yeah, at the moment it's using web interface, so it's more of a web app. And
okay, yeah, totally.
Yeah, we plan to release Electron-based client as well. But going forward, we're definitely looking to releasing an app as well for mobiles. Although it's completely usable for mobile.
Yeah, it's completely responsive.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that. The sites that work on all the devices, that's the ideal, right?
yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah, I see people developing apps, but if they just made their website work, they might not have to develop like 2 apps for Apple and Android. And
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we'll see, right? Like the question is always, it's user feedback, and are they happy with it, in its current form, or should we definitely head that route? We've discussed heading that route, but we'll see what sort of user feedback is.
Well, it's a really cool project. Was there anything that I should have asked you that maybe I missed?
Maybe we can add that if you, let's say, experienced trader, another use case for Niffler is that you can simply go on simulated exchange and test your other trading ideas. Let's say if you make a real life trade, then you can sort of set up parallel trade in like sort of slightly tilted direction and see which one worked out better. So also we can take out that emotion factor as well, and basically just see how you can perform when you're not risking real money and when emotion is not involved. Because for a lot of people, the hard part about trading is emotions, and that's why you need to have this experience to sort of get used to volatility of the markets and all that. So that's another use case.
So it's sort of a side-by-side comparison for even experienced traders to say, hey, maybe if I went this route, what would have the outcome become? Rather than, always having to put money down and then wondering, hey, which route should I have gone?
Also, it's always good to sort of double check what other people think if you're making real life trade. It never hurts to see more opinions on the market that day. And again, when people are able to do trades in simulated exchange, they sort of will provide better and more accurate information because they take emotion out of it.
Yeah, you got to constantly be adapting. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. And if you have a backup plan that you're using in the simulation, that could give you a lot more freedom.
Right. And that's sort of where the platform works with experienced traders as well.
Oh, very cool. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having us. We are not only honored, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, George, for coming on the show. Niffler sounds awesome. Before jumping into the real crypto markets, maybe give Niffler a shot. You'll probably be surprised how much you'll learn, and you won't lose your shirt. If you want to know more about Niffler.co, check the show notes. All links are right down there. You've been listening to the Talking Cryptocurrency podcast. My name is Jason Rigden, and I have been your host. Thank you for listening to the show. If you liked it, would you please consider giving us a rating and review on iTunes? I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day.